Oh, what's up, guys? Back again for another video. Today, I'm going to tell you why doing 365 videos in a year is the best thing you can do, and it blew my channel up. But first, we got to start with some coffee, y'all. I literally just got home from working. We got new property. I've been out there working, and I was thinking in my head, why do some channels do well and others don't? Why did my channel take off in the first place? Honestly, there's a million different reasons why, but I think I was given advice from another YouTuber, not personally, it was in their video, and they said, you should do a video every day for a year, 365 videos, and see what happens. What's the worst thing that will happen? At the end of the year, you got 365 videos. That's the worst thing that's going to happen. You could still have the exact same amount of subscribers, same type of views, but at the end of the year, you didn't lose anything, but you have a lot to gain. And for me, that's what helped take my channel from, I don't even remember how many subscribers I had at the time. I think I started out with a couple thousand because I posted 3 woodworking videos, put them online, and then didn't think anything of it. Went back like 6 months later, never wanted to do YouTube, and I watched YouTube all the time. I just did videos because I was a videographer at the time, and I was like, I could probably do a better video than these people. Well, went back and checked, and they got decent views, viral in my mind. I think they had like tens of thousands of views, and I was pretty pumped. So I started figuring out, okay, how do I build a channel? And then this, channel said, just do 365 videos and see what happens. And I think I had a couple thousand subscribers, and doing that, I pushed myself every day for a year, and I want to say it put me to about 30,000 subscribers. Literally in the first year, I think I went from maybe a couple of thousand subscribers just because I got lucky with some viral videos before, but it went from, say, 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers, I don't know, something like that, up to 30,000 in a year, and you talk about absolutely blowing my mind. And so that was the best thing I ever did. And I just told myself, no matter what, I'm going to do this. And it's a lot easier when you don't have a full-time job. I was a videographer at the time, and I would tour with bands for a month or 2 months, 3 months at a time, and I'd come home and be home for a while. And I was at home, and I just decided, all right, let's tackle this 365 videos in a year, treat it like a full-time job, let's go. And I told myself, I was like, all right, Googled how to get monetized. You have to have X amount of subscribers and X amount of views. All right, I have the subscribers, let's get the views. And I just really pushed myself, and I said, I'm going to treat this like a job because I want it to become a job. I didn't get on YouTube to make friends. I didn't get on YouTube to teach all these people crazy things. I didn't get on YouTube to start multiple channels. I had no idea my life would turn out the way it, has. But you're talking, I don't know, I think like 5 years later, I've been doing YouTube full time for almost the last 5 years. So it has definitely worked out. So doing 365 videos really pushed me to get creative, to learn my skills, to hone in my skills, and to learn my audience, and for my audience to learn who I am. So to me, one of the biggest things is you want your audience to learn who you are, because without your audience, who's watching your stuff? How are you going to make it on YouTube? So I ended up, again, doing a video every day. And what I would do is I would try to get creative is, okay, if I'm the same TV show every day, how do I tell the same story differently? We have goats and chickens, and I'm talking about years ago. So I had some goats and chickens, I think a mini horse, had a barn, had a little garden. We were building a shed to house conversion, like a tiny house type thing, all of that. I was like, all right, how do I tell a different story every day? And I was like, okay, I'm by myself. No one really wants to be in this with me. I need to tell a story. So I would be like, all right, well, today I'm going to focus on the garden. Let's show the garden, but maybe we're, picking the weeds or whatever. Well, let's introduce the goats today on this. So we're going to pick, the main thing is the garden. We're going to weed it, and then we're going to take the weeds and the extra, whatever from the garden, take it to the goats, feed them for a little bit. Well, now check that off. People now know who our goats are. I would, think, okay, well, I got chickens. I need to build a chicken coop. Okay, well, this video is going to be focused on a chicken coop, and then we'll show the goats, we'll show the garden a little bit, but we're focusing on the chicken coop, and then we'll show the chickens a little bit. And at the end of the video, it'd be like, and next video, you guys will see us putting chickens in the chicken coop that we just built. And then, so that whole thing was focused on the chicken coop. Now, the next day is the chicken coop, but you're focused on the chickens. How are the chickens liking the new chicken coop? Is it too big? Is it too small? Are they freaking out? Are they fine? And so you're telling a story of how the chickens like their new home. So in 3 days, you've already showed the garden. You've showed the goats because you gave the goats food. You showed the chicken coop build, and you showed the chickens, all of that. And in 3 videos, you told 3 different stories. Well, you start learning, okay, every time I do a video, I got to try to tell a different story. And every time you add something new to your video, these people are going to realize, oh, I really like that goat. I really like their garden. I really like the way they build. I really like this guy's personality. And then I started talking my brother into really being in the videos more with me. And they're like, I really like your brother. And some people really didn't like my brother, but they like me. Some people didn't like me, but they really liked my brother. So now you have more people watching because they like my brother when they really didn't like me that much. Maybe they came over for the chicken coop build and they're like, this guy's kind of douchey. I don't like him. But his brother, he's funny, and then the other way around. So the more that you introduce in your videos, because you're daily vlogging, you're showing your day, you have more of a chance for these people to really like who you are and get attached. So doing a video every day for a year, you're going to watch your subscriber count and your views go up a little bit if you're changing things around. You can't do daily vlogs and do the same thing every day. That is literally the definition of sanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. You have to get creative. You have to try to introduce new things. You need to show your personality. You need to really just focus on one thing and then branch out a little bit in the video. Focus on a different thing, branch out a little bit, and just constantly keep a new TV show, a new plot going with the same characters. And getting 365 videos in a year, you start on day 1, you're like, this is going to be hard. Well, the first week, you're like, okay. Second week, okay. 6 months in, okay. A year later, got it. And you start to figure out how to tell a story, how to introduce different things, how to maybe circle back around. Okay, I showed my chickens, but I'll wait like a week since I'm daily vlogging, and I'll come back and show my chickens again in a week. How did they like it for the last week? You really start learning to be creative in your videos. And a lot of people always say, well, I don't know how to use my camera. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to tell a story. Well, it's like any job you go to, you have no idea what you're doing until you get in there. And it's training. You're training your mind. You're training your skills that you're looking for. You're training the creativity. You're literally, even if you're using your phone or a camera or whatever, if you're on it all the time, you're going to figure out new tips and tricks. And I always, for years, just carried my camera with me. And this was back before I even did YouTube. I had no experience whatsoever, didn't even know how to use a camera, nothing. And I wanted to work with bands and do things. So I literally just had a camera and I took it with me. And everywhere I went, I worked a normal job. On my lunch break, I would just mess around on my camera. And then I would go home and then try to edit. I didn't even know what I was doing. Try to edit different things. And I was like, ooh, that didn't work. So the next day I'd be at work, my lunch break would come around, and I'd go out there at the camera and I'd try to refilm it and do it better, go home and edit. And then you learn. And then you start learning different tricks on how to make stuff look cinematic, how to do slow-mo stuff, how to change the colors, how to tell a story with your camera. And you can do the same thing with your cell phone. You can learn when to zoom in, when not to zoom in, what to focus on, the brightness and all that. The more you use it, the better you will get. And that's just common sense. But a lot of people don't think that way. They just think, okay, I'll grab my phone, I'll just go film, blah, blah, blah. Well, do you want your stuff to be better? And if you try to learn something every day on, your camera or whatever you're doing, your editing software, or how to tell a story, you get literally better every single day. Even if you're only getting better 1% every day, literally 100 days later, you're 100% better. And you just keep going and going and going. You learn, you learn, you learn. And the more you do something, the better you get, the more comfortable you'll get when you're doing your if you're daily vlogging like I do, you're running around, you're filming things, you don't know exactly what you're going to be doing that day, so you can't plan ahead all the way. But if you do it every day, you get comfortable and you start to troubleshoot things easier. You run into a problem. Hey, a problem is a good thing because you learn how to navigate it and how to fix the problem. So now whenever something happens like that again, boom, you got it. You figured it out. You already know, and it's easy to keep going. And then, when you daily vlog, oh man, some of the first videos I ever did, it was crazy. It was not good. I felt like I didn't know how to show my personality. I was very nervous. I would take 3 million takes. I was the guy behind the camera for so long filming other people. That was my profession. Then you put me in front of the camera and I would just smile and laugh. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't, focus on what I was doing. And then over time, it got better and better and better. And it's really funny when people are like, how are you so good at talking? You can just talk about anything all the time. Well, that's literally 5 years of being in front of a camera. I'm talking to nobody right now. You guys are watching this, but in the moment, I am just looking at a light, and a camera, and I'm just by myself, and I'm keeping a conversation going. I could not have done that years ago, but you do something all the time and you get better and better and better. And just anything in life should be like that. But we're talking about YouTube and how to get better. But I do think if you do a video every day for 365 days, you will love what you do. Now, the downfall of it is some days you wake up, you don't want to do a video. Some days you are having problems with your camera. Some days you forgot to charge your camera battery or your phone. You don't have lights with you. It's raining outside. You have errands to run, whatever. You have to try to really prioritize. And with YouTube, the more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. And YouTube knows when you are slacking, when you're not trying. And I think that could be a whole nother video, but I'll still jump into this a little bit. How much time are you actually putting into your videos and your skills and everything that you want to learn for YouTube? You can't get on YouTube and think, okay, I'll just post a video every day for a year. Jason said you'll gain 30,000 subscribers. It's not going to work that way. You have to get creative. You have to, learn your skills. You have to put in the time. Guys, I couldn't tell you how many hours, probably days and weeks, if you really added it all together over the years, how long I've sat on YouTube and watched different videos. There was a time back in the day when my friends would go out to the bars and go drink and have fun, and I would be at home on YouTube learning how to do audio work, video work, photos, Photoshop, and all that. And that was before YouTube even came around. I was never even thinking about doing YouTube. That was just my passion, was to learn. And instead of going out to the bars and having fun with my friends, I stayed home to learn my craft. And who would have known, years later, YouTube rolls into my life and you need Photoshop, photography, videography. You need to know how to do audio correct, all that stuff that I learned over the years. I spent literally years and hours of just teaching myself. I got a YouTube degree. That's what I call it. And so if you don't know how to do something on YouTube or for your YouTube videos, get on YouTube and teach yourself. And that's the thing too. Say Every day I wake up, I do Coffee to Crockers stuff. Well, you're not doing Coffee to Crockers. Maybe you're not doing a video in the first thing in the morning. Get your coffee, get on YouTube, and just search one thing you want to learn about the phone you're using, the camera you're using, the editing you're doing, what's good free editing softwares, everything. If you just spend 10 minutes a day and you're trying to, figure out just 10 minutes a day to figure out a new skill, holy cow, that goes very, very far. And then try to use that skill in that video. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. But if you try it over and over and over, it's going to get better. It's going to be easier. And the people watching are really going to see, holy cow, I started watching you when you had 10 subscribers and your videos are terrible. Now you have 10,000 subscribers and your videos are awesome. That is the best compliment you'll ever get from somebody is, I've been around since the beginning and holy cow, the transformation you made is amazing. That's the best thing, because no one out there on YouTube that's, the company YouTube, they're not going to come pat you on the back. They're not going to do anything. You're a dime a dozen on YouTube, and that's what sucks, is everybody wants to be known on social media, on different platforms and everything. So there are just thousands upon thousands, millions of channels out there. I don't even know how many are out there, but you think about the competition, and if everyone out there is giving, 20%, 50% in their videos, and you're giving 100%, you're going to be so much better than everyone else. And I have watched this. This is how crazy it is, and it's 100% truth of how YouTube works. Years ago, I knew people that wanted YouTube to work out but didn't want to put the work in. And so they kind of fell off. They didn't do anything. The same people that started around the same time that never gave up and kept going, they're doing great and they do YouTube full time. That is their full-time living now. It's crazy. If you just stay focused and be, positive with it and be like, okay, today may not be the best day, but I'm going to try my hardest and learn something new, and whether it works or doesn't work or I get a bunch of views on it, it's okay, because again, you never know when a video is going to pop off, and you can do, again, the video on day one and it may not pop off until almost a year later, 5 years later. You never know. So guys, hopefully this helps. Hopefully this is something that can bring some knowledge to you guys. Don't be scared to try a video every day for a year. The worst that's going to happen, you just spent 365 days making videos that you already wanted to do anyways because you want to be on YouTube. You have everything to gain and hardly anything to lose but your time.